we have already started development chapter in our previous class. So you must be knowing what are the things we are going to study into this chapter. Half of the portion is already taught to you. Let's begin with the recap. These are the contents I have already taught you. Development, it is different for different people and different people have different goals. Then we studied about what is the income and what are other goals. I also taught you about what is meant by national development. What is national development? It is a process in which there is overall increase in the per capita income. People's disposable income increases, then education develops, health facilities develops, pollution free environment is there. So all these when happens we can say there is national development. So now we will study what are the criteria other than income, because income is the common goal. What are the other goals? Other criteria for comparing nations are infant mortality rate, literacy rate, net attendance ratio, and then what are public facilities. So up to here we have already seen. Now come to the point, what is body mass index? What is it? So body mass index is a person's weight in kilograms. It is divided by the square of height in meters. So what does it tell? BMI, a high BMI can be an indicator of high body fatness. However, it is used to screen for weight categories because it may lead to health problems. Now what is the formula? As it is already clear from this body mass index, it is the weight of a person in kilograms. The weight of the person is divided by the height taken in squares and the unit is in meters. So after calculating the BMI, if the reading comes 18.5, it means the person is undernourished. Similarly, if the BMI calculated comes more than 25, it means the person is overweight. It tells the fatness of the body. So, but this BMI is not applicable for growing children. It is just indicator of body fatness. Now we will see the another topic, Human Development Report. What is Human Development Report? See, Human Development Report, it was published by UNDP. What is UNDP? It is called as United Nations Development Program. Okay, it is an organization that compares around 189 countries of the world, and on the basis of their development, it gives a ranking to all the countries, and this ranking is called as HDI, Human Development Index. What is Human Development Index? It is the ranking which is given by UNDP for comparing nations. Now earlier what World Bank was doing? World Bank was only comparing the countries on the basis of their national income. But that doesn't give a proper description of how the income is divided among all the people. Therefore, now UNDP takes more two parameters for comparing the countries. For example, income is already considered here, which is taken by World Bank also. But apart from this, UNDP also considers education and health. Look here, this data is of 2018. It would be interesting to look at certain relevant data regarding India and its neighboring countries. In this data, we are basically comparing with our neighboring countries. So, according to this, at first I'll explain you once again what is HDI. HDI means it is the ranking of the world countries for comparison. So, according to this, HDI stands for Human Development Index. Okay, so what is this? HDI ranks in above table are out of 189 countries in all. Now, so it compares the gross national income. What is this? Gross national income of the country, per capita income, because it is the basic criteria for comparing countries according to World Bank, this parameter we are taking here. Gross national income. Look here, Sri Lanka has 11,326. Look at India, only 6,353, less than Sri Lanka. Now Myanmar, lesser than us, 5,567. Pakistan, not very lower than us, 5,331. Then Nepal, 2,471, and Bangladesh, 3,677. So this is the income criteria. It means on the basis of income, Sri Lanka is on top position among our neighbors. Okay, let us come to the life expectancy. It is the second parameter that UNDP measures. It is called as health. Life expectancy. What is life expectancy? The maximum, the expected number of years a person is supposed to live on this planet. That is only life expectancy. Look here what is written. Life expectancy at birth denotes, as the name suggests, average expected length of life of a person. I am repeating. What is life expectancy? It is the average expected length of life of a person at the time of birth. When we are taking birth, that time, what is the expectancy that for how many years we are going to survive on this planet? This is called as life expectancy. Now let's compare for these countries. If you are born in India, there is expectancy of 68.8 years a person is going to live. But look, Sri Lanka, it has more expectancy than ours. It has 75.5. What does it mean? It means the government of Sri Lanka is investing more on health sector. There the people are more healthier than Indian people. There the people are surviving more number of years compared to India. Now look at some other countries. In ours 68.8. Now Myanmar, it is not very far below, 66.7. Compare Pakistan 66. Nepal 70 and Bangladesh 72. Let us see the third parameter that is used by United Nations Development Program. It is the literacy, education. So a country just cannot become more developed if it has more income and more health facility. No, it must be having good education facility also, because all these help in the development of the nation. Along one parameter is not going to help at all. So look here, in Sri Lanka, the mean years of schooling, it is 10.9. For India, it is 6.4. Look here, the difference, it is 10.9 and for India, it is only 6.4. Then for Myanmar, 4.9, Pakistan, 5.2, Nepal, 4.9, Bangladesh, 5.9. What we conclude from this? We conclude from this that even in education sector, Sri Lanka is ahead of us. And it's not ahead of in 1 or 2 points. Look here, we have 6.4 and Sri Lanka is 10.9. So therefore, after considering total income, education and health, after comparing all these parameters, United Nations Development Program has ranked India into 130th rank out of 189 countries, whereas Sri Lanka has a much better rank than us. It has got only 76. What we conclude from this? We conclude that if we really want to get an SDI, Human Development Index, then there is more scope, there is a lot to be done in the health sector and education sector. Then only we can develop properly. I think this topic is clear to you. So now come to the next topic, which is last important topic, and you have little idea of this topic. It is sustainability or development. Now what is sustainability? As I have taught you in geography also. What is sustainable development? When we do development, taking care of the future generations. It means we are doing development not at the cost of future generations. Then it is called as sustainable. It is fulfilling our demands but not wasting the resources. So therefore, it is also said, look at this quote, we have not inherited the world from our forefathers. Rather than we have borrowed it from our children. Who are the children? This is the future generation. From this what we have understood, we can conclude, we can understand that whenever we borrow anything from someone, what is our duty? To return it back. So the rate at which we are using the resources presently, that according to that way, there is degradation in all the there is degradation everywhere in resources. All the resources are getting depleted. Now, so therefore, our duty is to utilize our resources in such a way that we we suffice our needs. At the same time, some resources are kept for the children, for the coming generation, for the future generation. So now look here. For going through this topic, I'll explain you with two examples. One example is for renewable resource, another is for non-renewable resource. For renewable resource, I'll be taking the example of underground water. And for non-renewable resource, I'll be taking the example of oil, mineral oil. So let us see. Look here. This is underground water. This lady is taking out water from the help of this Persian wheels. Now, what is underground water? We say it is as renewable resources. Why? Because it is renewed by nature. It is renewed by rainfall. But of course it is renewable because it gets renewed like crops, plants, etc. But nature has a limit to replenish. Because how much amount of underground water is replenished by rain, and how much we are using. If we are exploiting more underground water than what is rain is able to recharge, then this state is called as overutilization. This is called as overutilization. And same thing is happening in our country. Look here what the data says. About 300 districts have reported a water decline of over 4 meters deep during the past 20 years. In the last 20 years, around in 300 districts, water level has gone 4 meter deep. 4 meter deep, you can just imagine. And if the process goes like this, what will happen to the flora? Look here, nearly 1/3 of the country is overusing their underground reserves. And in another 25 years, 60% of the country will be doing the same if the present way of using resource continues. Now tell me, who are the people who are using this misutilization of water, this unnecessarily utilization of water? It is these are especially those states who do modern farming, because modern farming requires ample amount of water. Their water gets logged in the fields. So which are those states? Look here. And groundwater overuse is particularly found in agriculturally prosperous regions. Now which are agriculturally prosperous regions? They are Punjab, Western UP, and the plateau areas of Central and South India, whom we call peninsular India. Along with that, some coastal areas. All they are rapidly and the rapidly growing urban settlements. In urban settlements, in many areas now government has put a ban that people cannot have their own personal underground water system, because it is underground water system does not belong to a person personally, rather than it is a community resource. So now you think yourself, why groundwater is overused? Can there be development without overuse also or not? No? Let one more example. Now take this example. This is example of non-renewable resource. It is called as fossil fuel. What we have done? See, these are non-renewable resource. Why? Because they will get exhausted after years of use. They are not going to be replenished by nature immediately. Okay. So we have a fixed stock and we have to manage that in a planned way. Now we may discover new resources that we did not know earlier or presently. In the coming time we can discover new sources. But thing is that if our attitude, if our method of utilizing doesn't change, if it remains like that, then that will also diminish. That will also exhaust. So we have to think regarding this. Now look here, a data is given here. This data is telling about the crude oil reserves. Okay, now look here, Middle East, how much it has? 1,000 million barrels. In other words, billion barrels. Middle East has 808,000 million barrels. Now, America has 50,000 million barrels. And if you consider for the whole world, it is 1,697 million barrels. So this was reserved. Now, let us see how many years it is going to be available. Now, the whole oil of Middle East is not going to be available for more than 70 years. What about America? It is not going to last for more than 10.5 years. And if we consider for the whole world, then only 50 years, roughly 50 years we are going to get oil. Just imagine, what after that? इसके बाद क्या होगा? Is it very necessary to utilize only fossil fuels? Can't we develop some other way of utilizing energy resources? And we are deficient in oil resources. So therefore, every time we are importing from other countries, our so much money is unnecessarily wasted into that, and then all the taxes is beared by we people. So let us think, is crude oil essential for the development process in a country? And also think, India has to import crude oil. What problems you think of a country looking at the above situation? Let us discuss that. I think these topics must be clear to you. So I'll come in another session to have a direct face-to-face interaction. Thank you, kids.